All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk?
Okay, I want to know if you've done something a little bit jerky, because a lot of times people tell you that you're an a-hole, and you're going, I don't think it was that bad. You can let us know. We'll let you know. We're not going to pull any punches either. If you are an a-hole, we're going to tell you if you're an a-hole. Now, this person wants to know, am I a jerk for announcing my pregnancy on Mother's Day? It says in the email, I am pregnant for the first time. I knew several weeks ago, but thought it would be great timing to reveal my news on Mother's Day. Both my brother-in-law and sister-in-law just had a baby, and this was their first Mother's Day as parents. It took them both many years, multiple miscarriages, and several rounds of IVF to finally have their baby. Now, both of them are upset that I intentionally stole their thunder after all they have both gone through to have their kids. No one ignored them or their children, so I don't really see the big deal. Mother's Day isn't about your mom or your husband's mom or your sister-in-law. It's about motherhood. So am I really the jerk that they say I am?
No, I don't think you're a jerk.
Not even close. Get
This
over
is so stupid. Your brother-in-law and your sister-in-law or whatever you just said, they're morons.
They want to be angry at something, and
I
this
know-
is just what was on the radar that day.
Y'all went through a lot to get pregnant. We get it. A lot of
Right.
people do. But Mother's Day can be for every mother, even those that have a child in utero.
See, my family would be all pumped. They'd go, we had this miracle happen, and now you're talking about another miracle. What a day of celebration.
Amen.
I mean,
Yeah,
what are we doing?
right.
Stop being so egotistical.
It's not about just you. It's about every mother.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
annoy
you
me.
don't own a Mother's Day.
No.
No,
All right, we're quite annoyed,
Oh,
Kevin.
we're so annoyed.
All right, already the first email.
Oh, got you fired up.
We don't like them, and we don't like their baby.
Well, I like when there's multiple celebrations, especially with your
course.
family.
You celebrate mom, you celebrate all the moms in the room, and you celebrate the pregnant person.
Right.
I look at that as a blessing. Like you go, we
You
turn
just,
out.
You just added a little icing to the cake.
We get a keg. The mom doesn't get any, of course,
Yeah.
because the baby, obviously. But yeah, I'm saying
Keg or cake?
both.
Oh,
Celebrate.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you said keg or cake.
I did say keg, but then I realized, yeah, we don't
It's
want.
fun to have a keg and a cake.
I agree.
Okay, what about this one is Mimi the jerk here. It says, I'm planning my wedding, and I have a friend of mine that is going to be a bridesmaid. However, she showed up to my house and proceeded to tell me that it was extremely messed up of me to not have her husband walking down the aisle in my wedding as well. Now, when I can't choose or decide who walks down the aisle with my fiance, because that's his decision, and if he doesn't want her husband to be a part of it, then I don't think I should make him, and he has to make him part of it.
No.
But she went on for about an hour telling me how it's extremely wrong of me to not include her husband, how left out he feels in this whole process, that she's going to be walking, he's not going to be walking. He's going to have to sit there by himself, feel like an outsider and all alone, and you've done this to him.
This happens all the time.
She now tells me, she's like, look, I don't know if I can still walk in your wedding because you've put me in a really tough position here.
Okay,
Good.
cool. Bye.
Then bye. Don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you.
Another thing I don't have to worry about.
This happens all the time. So the bride picks the bridesmaids, the groom picks the groomsmen.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that they actually end up picking a couple. Like normally what happens is you've got a bridesmaid and her husband is sitting in the crowd, or you have a groomsman and his wife is sitting in the crowd. This is what happens.
I'm not sure which email is more annoying.
Ugh, they both suck.
They're in a dead heat of the more annoying email.
People have lost their mind.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have. It goes to show you like some of the pressures that people are put on, and then people try to gaslight them and tell them that they're being an a-hole
You
about
are
something.
not. No.
And then they're like, "Am I really being an a-hole? I mean, this
No.
isn't my call.
Well,
This
what-
is- my fiance doesn't want him walking down
He doesn't
You
know him like that.
What if the
You pick your boys to be groomsmen. And when you're forced to pick a groomsman that you don't know that well, then it becomes a weird dynamic between these guys that are all friends and this one weird standout that's not in the group.
What if you don't like the guy either? That's possible.
Thank you.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah. So this woman, she said, look, at one point, I thought she was going to be my maid of honor.
Kick her out. No, she should be relegated to usher, and that's it.
We may let her serve refreshments.
Yeah, she gets to hold the cheese plate.
Now, somebody here wants to know if they were a jerk for reconsidering their marriage because of how their fiance plans to handle his disabled son. It says, I'm marrying my fiance in a few months. He's got 3 kids, including one who's been disabled since birth. His mother left early, and my fiance has cared for him ever since. While discussing wedding plans, my fiance revealed that he plans to move his disabled son to a care home after we get married. I was shocked, and I asked, well, why? But he avoided answering. And when I pressed, he vaguely mentioned, well, it just would rearrange the whole family dynamic. And I just want a normal family life. I was floored because I didn't push further on this because he seemed pretty upset by it. But I just thought, wow, that just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. It's almost like you're denying your son. Now, look, he may be experiencing caregiver burnout, but his son is still a minor, and I can't understand how a parent could send their child away. Now, I'm even reconsidering the wedding, but I'm unsure if I'm overreacting. His mom says it's none of my business, and my parents think I shouldn't let this affect our marriage since he's trying to do what's best for everyone. So
I
how would
don't
you
know.
feel about this?
If this has you feeling twisted, because, I mean, you signed up to be a part of this family with all 3 of his kids. And now he wants to put one in a home. Does it say how old?
It just said that he is still a minor. So he's under the age of 18.
And
You trust your gut. If you are upset about that and you don't like him putting his child into a home, go with that. Voice your
Yeah.
opinion.
And whoever said it's none of your business is wrong. It's absolutely your business. You're marrying into a family, and when you do that, that's your family. That's you're marrying.
And you
Those
get
are
to-
your
you get
kids
to say,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. This is a matters of the heart kind of a situation, and your heart ain't jiving with this. And there's a reason why you don't want to marry him now
Yeah.
because it's not the man you thought you fell in love with.
I think you're right. I think it could be a stipulation as to whether you get married or not.
Absolutely. This is a character issue. If he has, caregiver burnout, which is a real thing, you need to get more help in the home. If you can keep your child in the home, and he's always been in the home, that's where he belongs. He's going to be upset to be put into a home. Can you imagine being a minor and being taken away from the only family you've ever known in your home?
If you guys get married, this is going to be one of those things you never get over. You're always going to have this buried deep down, and it's always going to bother you that he did this. You're not going to get over this.
Yep, I agree.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.